when me holiday. I don't know. I said my brother when me holiday. I don't know. Me I know, say you don't know. Me I know when me holiday. I know when me holiday. Now this is the one I know holiday. I know when me holiday. That trouble is in a me holiday. I know when me holiday. That is not the jealous of me holiday. I know when me holiday. That power below that me holiday. I know when me holiday. That whole way that me holiday. Me I know, so you don't know. Me I know when me holiday. Now this is the word I got holiday. Very, very cheap. Liberia, you so busy, Liberia. Oh, not today. Everywhere we go, never be here. We did it. We did us. Some people like me, we not let it. We were not let it. Like me, we were not let it. Ah, we were not let it. They were today. We are divided. Holding our praise. Start trying to praise people. We were not let it. Ah, we were not let it. Excuse me, my sister, when me holiday. I don't know. I said my brother, when me holiday. I don't know. Me I know, say you don't know. Me I know when me holiday. I know when me holiday. Now this is the one I know holiday. I know when me holiday. That trouble is in a me holiday.
All right, yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Of course, welcome to the program, Profile Liberia. Here we put Liberia under the macroscope. Everything about Liberia is here. We dig it out, and we bring it out. We talk about it, and we get pieces of advice. So it's great afternoon from my end, from where I sit and broadcast here in the United Kingdom. The time is 3:30. That's 30 minutes. People say 30 minutes. All of the American people say 30 minutes, but we say 3:30 here in the UK. And it's great to be on your show Friday. Happy Friday to all of you. Hello, Mama Liberia, and hello, fellow good friends of Liberia. Let me say hello to you as well, because some of you you have not even been to Liberia. Some of my friends, you haven't been to Liberia, but you love Liberia so much, and maybe it's due to some of us friendship with you and think. So you love Liberia, but let's hope that you know, we continue to encourage you so you can take a holiday there, go to Liberia and see what we have there. We have great stuff there. And let me tell you today, let me share with you today before I start the show. Our National Museum right on Broad Street. Yeah, I remember going way back. I mean, school days. It used to be some kind of way. Our National Museum right now, as I can speak to you, as I'm speaking to you, is actually up to date. I know I've been communicating with few friends, family friends that left from the States and they visiting Liberia. I recommend them visiting the National Museum for them to go and visit there. It's great. The atmosphere in there is wonderful. When I spent my Christmas and New Year there. I visited them before the Christmas, and it's brilliant. What I saw there is a huge transformation of our cultural heritage, our traditional heritage. They are all displayed there, and it looking quite modern. Yeah, very modern. Let me be very frank with you. I could see digital work there as well. I could hear some, audio version of perhaps things that happened in the past or so. So I recommend that when you visit Liberia, go and see the National Museum right on Broad Street by the famous, I think, Episcopal Church. It's right on Broad Street there. It's brilliant. It's nice inside. The atmosphere, the moment you enter the building, you feel, you are almost like in some of the, museums that we normally visit in the West. So the museums are, the museum right now in Liberia is wonderful. I would recommend anybody visiting there. It doesn't cost much. I think just about $5 or so, or less than $5. But you will enter there and you will enjoy the atmosphere. You will see a reminder of some of your, missed heritage, perhaps something that you were never taught about in class, or whether coming across in any book or so, and you left like that without any knowing, a kind of a distinctive representation of a cultural aspect of every region of Liberia. This time around, when you go to visit Liberia, go to the National Museum. It's brilliant. It's great. Yeah, I promised myself, even in a couple of months I will be there. I have to go there one or twice again before I come back. So I recommend it. If you got a friend going to Liberia, recommend them let them go to the National Museum and visit on Broad Street. It's brilliant. Yeah. So I thought to share that with you, because we have to promote the image of Liberia. We have to tell our story. We have to help now to tell our stories. I mean, for so many years now, people from the West go and get from us. We explain to them and we take them places, and so when they go back, they write the book and they carry to us, helping us to tell our stories. But I think it's good. When you take a visit, you visit other places or so. Not only the negative aspect of it, when I took pictures of where the garbage dumps are, also slum communities or so. No, there are some aspect as well that you can come and share with your friends, so that perhaps when they take a visit or holiday to Liberia, so they can go and visit those places. I remember the last time when I was going to Ghana, I just posted on Facebook, I'm going to Accra. You know, what are some of the places that are actually wonderful to visit? And I had huge recommendations from most of my friends from America. I had huge recommendations, places that I should visit in Accra, Ghana. And I just took note of each there. So when you go into Liberia right now, or your friend is going to Liberia, when they're going for 1 week or 2 weeks or so, please, you know, tell them about the National Museum. Yeah, perhaps, I don't know about outside of Monrovia or Monserrate County where you go to see other places also. But I want to emphasize on the National Museum because normally I love going to museums anyway. Even here in the UK, almost every weekend I should visit a museum. I just want to be part of history of the country I'm in, or other historical facts and, you know, figures about other countries as well. Because here in the UK, when there are certain museums, when you go, you will see other cultures being displayed there as well. So that's great. So I recommend that. All right, welcome to the show. This is Profile Liberia. But today, we are going to be talking about, for me, I'm still behind the money business. Yeah, I'm still behind this money business. So I'm bringing it back on the table again. I want us to talk about it. Let's talk about this money business. And that's what I want us to discuss today. And let me read my caption on the video for some of you. Welcome to Profile Liberia. On this platform, we put Liberia under the microscope. The quest to the final result into the missing $16 billion. That's what we're on here, the quest to the final result into the missing $16 billion. I'm using the conditional phrase here. I want you to listen. I'm using the conditional phrase here. If fundings are out today, and individuals, including the president, the vice president, the speaker, the finance minister, the bank governor, if fundings are out today and these individuals are involved, what sort of punishment do you recommend? That's the question I'm asking this afternoon to all of you, wonderful, wonderful Liberian people. Be brave and say something. Come out and say it. We're using conditional phrase here. We are not pointing fingers that these people are involved. That's why I said, if fundings are out today and individuals, including the president, the vice president, the speaker, the finance minister, the bank governor of the Republic of Liberia, if these names are involved, what sort of punishment do you recommend, fellow Liberian? That I want us to look at. I want you to be brave. I'm going to share a story with you just before we go. And this is by no means, it's not anything that anybody should tell you that you hate somebody, that's why you're pointing fingers. No. These are our leaders, and we have the right to microscope them. We put them under the microscope. We have the right, when something goes on wrong, we have the right to ask them questions. We have the right, when investigation is being delayed, we have the right to push for the outcome to be swift. Yes, when little children are raped or so, we have the right to speak for them. We have when women are abused and, of course, raped to death, we have the right, those of us that are alive, we have the right to ask the authority or authorities, what is going on? Can you speed up with this case? We have the right to. That is why we have given them responsibility. That is why we are giving them the authority. That is why yesterday in the rain of the sun, we went and stood there and cast our ballots. And when they came to us and told us they are the best people to steer the state of affairs for our country, we agree with them, and we signed the check. Even though for many of them, they brought blank checks to us, but we didn't have time for that. We signed it. But that doesn't mean that they can do anything and just go away with it. People say we are a sovereign nation. Of course, sometimes for many reasons, for me, I just sit and read between the lines and say, wow, do we really know what a sovereign nation is? And some of them say we are these people, or somebody will come up, I am a patriotic citizen. I love my country or so. Well, is it only about words? What's about your deeds anyway? So you and I, we have the right to counter-check them. We have the right to recommend to them that yes, you err on this side, but I think the error you made yesterday on that side, when you do this and you do that, I think you will pick up from there and things will be okay. Okay, that's why we are here. Thank you, Daniela, as well. Thank you for your contribution. We are here. If you ever to call in later on, let me just lay the foundation. You can call in, be brave and come out. Some of us, we know where we live today. We want our country to flourish like that. How we see governments running, we want our government to be like that. How we see our members of the legislatures where we live today, how they are so much accountable to us. When we ask them questions, they answer us. We want our legislatures in Liberia to be doing the same old thing to us. It's not wrong to ask your representative question, your senator a question. It's not wrong to mandate them to do something for you and your community. It's not wrong. And when in Liberia, when people are asking questions, then other people will come, why are you asking? This was done by the other people yesterday. Why you didn't ask? Oh, so we should continue with the same trend? Come on, guys. We need to wake up. Wake up. I am still concerned about this $16 billion, to be honest with you. I know I just heard of a country, I think in Africa, I think Burkina Faso or so. I saw that on social media or some kind of strip of message yesterday for either Yahoo or so, where they say a whole government resigned. I forget, I didn't follow up that story. We have the right. The same way they think that they are the leaders on us. We should also tell them that you're leading us, but you are not running this show all by yourself. We are running this show together. And for every decision that you would take or so, we're supposed to know. We're supposed to be part of it. And when we see things going on, we have the right to ask a question. The only unfortunate thing about Liberia is that you hardly find, representatives going back to their constituents to give accounts, to give report, or to talk to them, or to ask them, or to report to them. That's the unfortunate thing. Like how for us here in the UK, Monday to Thursday, sometimes some of them will come back on the Thursday back home in their constituencies. Some of them will come back on the Friday and they report back to your people, to their people. Like in my constituency, every Friday, 3 hours, this representative will allocate to the public. First come, first serve. Any problem you get, you go there, you sit down and you talk. If you want to start a business and maybe something isn't going right in that city or whatsoever, you can discuss it with your MP. If there's anything, we call them members of parliament, so we call them, short is MP, members of parliament. If they need to write a letter somewhere on your behalf, they will write the letter. When you hear of certain, issues that concern you, that perhaps isn't even for your own benefit, or maybe a certain ministry has taken a decision and you are not satisfied with it, you can write a letter to that minister, address, send a copy, or through your MP, the members of parliament, and they will write a copy, let's say a covering letter, and send it to that minister. My constituent is concerned about this. My constituent is concerned about this. And then they will write to that minister, and the minister will reply to you, the constituent, through your representative. Whatever issue you raise there, they will address it. I have been doing that since I came in this country in 2001. So I don't just, even around here, they don't just come in to say, oh, they're having this program, I should go and give a talk. No. If I'm talking, I will talk with letter again. I make sure I do it diplomatically, formally. And the encouragement is because I get reply anytime I write. If I write to the Minister of State, if I write to the Foreign Secretary, which is the Foreign Minister, if I write to the Department of Work and Pension, which is equivalent to Labor Ministry or Minister, in 3 days I get my response. If I write to the member of Parliament, my constituency head, which is my representative, I make sure I write a hard copy, I send it in the post, and then I write the email. I send that letter again by email. The email, within 2 days, I get my reply. The letter, the hard copy, within 3 days, my reply is coming back to me. So that's it. But in Liberia, it's a different case. First of all, when you write somebody, there you go. When you write somebody, even when you're having a program and you invite somebody, and we want you to be our guest speaker, our keynote speaker, my dear, you will run up and down to do a follow-up. Because one, there's no emailing system. Two, there's no postal system. So when you write the letter, you go and drop it, they receive it, they take your name down and your particulars, so then you ask them, when will we hear from you? They say, come and do a follow-up after 1 week. Your OD will start right there. You will go today. You're just going to do a follow-up to really get to know whether this individual will come to the program. Send they are the guest speaker also. The person will tell you, go come tomorrow. Go come there, go come tomorrow. Sometimes that go come tomorrow will be until on the day of the program. If you get money to do the follow-up, because transportation can be high. So that's the reason that many programs they really don't succeed. When people having programs there, they don't succeed easily. Especially if you are not known. Nobody get time. And so before the reason I'm saying this is that these people have responsibility to us, that we have to hold them accountable to, for everything. It's because in other countries it's happening. When something happens, whether you minister or you prime minister or you representative also, when something happens and it is in the interest of the people will get involved and start asking you questions. The media will get involved and start asking you questions. You have to answer. But in Liberia, it's the other way around. I am saying, and this is my question again, let me repeat for those of you that are just coming. We are talking about the missing $16 billion. The result of the findings of the investigation was to be out before Christmas. And I was in Liberia and they told us, well, Christmas close, a big day coming or whatever. Let's push it forward. Right after the new year, we'll bring the result. And up to now, today what? 25th of January. What is holding this result coming out? Because we know now that the investigation is done. So what? We don't have somebody brave enough now to come and call and stand before the press and read out this result? And read out the names that are involved? Come on, man. I'm not even sure that the team of investigators are even close with the authority to recommend punishment. They only told them, go and investigate. So just come on and give your result. Okay, our findings, found out that, blah, 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 hand inside, or, also. That's it. And so this afternoon, what I want us to discuss, which I want to applaud many of you already giving your recommendation, your suggestion. Continue giving your suggestion. Even if you have given one, you think about another one, come again and write it and give it there. I am asking here. If, I'm using a conditional phrase, I want everybody to get this. If findings are out today, and individuals, including the president, the vice president, the finance minister, the bank governor, names are involved in this $16 billion, what sort of punishment do you recommend? These are your own Liberian people that you are giving authority to. You're paying them every month. You're paying them. You're giving them allowance. When they're ready to travel, you give them good money to travel, to go and come back. You make sure that their cars are fueled. Their cars are, are checked every day. You make sure that they sleep well. You make sure, I'm talking about your tax money you're paying now. You make sure that, their homes should be electrified 24/7. That's how you're doing it. So this $16 billion that got missing, you have the right. You have absolute right to ask questions. And so I am asking you a question today now. That yes, investigation is just right around the corner. Okay? What we're waiting for now is just for somebody to come out and read it. But with this conditional phrase here that I'm using, that if findings are out today, and individuals, including the president, the vice president, the speaker, the finance minister, the bank governor, names are involved. If their names are involved in this $16 billion, what sort of punishment do you recommend as a Liberian? Thank you so much. Let's continue with your suggestion. But I want to share this with you before I go further. That here in the United Kingdom, the people don't play. Let me show you this story. It came up yesterday. And today now, this person is in serious hot water. Former Scottish First Minister is accused of 2 attempted rapes. Also facing 9 counts of sexual assault and 2 indecent assaults. He says he is innocent and he will be defending himself to the utmost. Let me show you the paper. This is it. This is the metro here. Let me show you the paper. This morning, I was watching, I listened to a radio station here, a talk show in the morning. I also watched another television show where they talk about national issues. And they were talking about him. And the investigation just started. Yesterday he appeared. They were arrested. And he appeared to court. In the very first phase of search, they only going to ask you for your name, your date of birth, your full address. From there, they send you back. If you are bailed, fine. If you're not bailed, then they send you back to prison and then wait for the next day, maybe for your charges to be read to you. So this morning they were talking on most of the radio stations, the talk shows, and the question they were asking, they used the same conditional phrase. The case just started that if this man is found guilty, what should happen? So the British people started calling and giving suggestions as well. This first minister I'm talking about, this Scottish former first minister, as far as the political settings is concerned, he is the president of Scotland. It's just that when the whole UK came, when the 4 countries came together and formed the United Kingdom, the leader in Scotland will be first minister. The leader in Wales will be first minister. The leader in Northern Ireland will be first minister. And then we have the prime minister. That's how it is. So if we take it out of the context of the British policy, politics, he is the president of Scotland or the prime minister of Scotland. So imagine this man just left the post last year, and today they bombshell on him. He's been charged for an alleged, sexual misconduct. And he was arrested immediately. Police arrested him. Nobody interferes. Nobody say he can. Nobody said that because he's the former president of Scotland that he shouldn't go to. Police shouldn't arrest him. No. He was arrested. Police station. Police took their statement, got everything what they wanted, and they sent him to court. And this morning now they were asking the question: if he's found guilty, what should happen? And then the British people were answering. So that same question I'm asking here. If fundings are out today and individuals, including the president, the vice president, the speaker of the house, the finance minister, the bank governor of the Republic of Liberia, if all of these people's names are mentioned, are involved in the $16 billion, I am asking you now, what sort of punishment do you recommend? Thank you. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you on the on this afternoon of the Profile Liberia show. We're here to put Liberia under the profile and, of course, discuss the issues that are burning on our chest. Welcome. We're going to take short musical break. When we come back, no, let's not take a musical break. Let's hear from Professor Patrice Lumumba, and from there we'll come back now and go back to the historical, development of this $16 billion, where it started from. So we hear from two individuals, the bank governor and the party chairman of the CDC, and then from there we will let me see. I will go visit some of the some of these old stories that the papers carry as well with respect to this story. But let's listen to Professor Patrice Lumumba first.
Typically, the typical African politician, perhaps not in Tanzania today, if they were sick, they had a cold, they would not go to Muhimbili, they would go to London. If they were Kenyan, they would not go to Kenyatta Hospital, they would run to the United Kingdom. Tragedy, no hygiene in our politics, because Africans had started engaging in theft. In fact, I used to say that African politicians were thieves. Then I went to Uganda and I was told that they are not thieves, they are looters. And when I went to Liberia last week, I was told they are not looters. I was told they are looters on an industrial scale.
Now people, you hear this. This man, a Kenyan, public speaker, professor, a lawyer. So our name has gone international in terms of corruption. For people to label your nation that way, that government officials are not even looters, but they are looters on an industrial scale. That's qualified as the highest. The corruption is just open. You can do it in so much places and people can celebrate you. You can do it and go free. You can do it and get away with it. Yeah, brother, but yesterday it doesn't matter that you can give your own recommendation, you know, Brad. Yeah. The same way the British people were talking in the morning about this former president. I mean, somebody just left the post yesterday, as president, and today they're being accused of sexual misconduct, and today they're behind bars. And then they're asking the British people, if this man found guilty, what do you think? What punishment they should give him? Some of them say, in fact, all the awards he received, even from the Queen or so, they should be stripped off from him. He shouldn't play around any public office anymore. In fact, he should be sentenced for life, whatsoever. So people started suggesting. So it's not a bad thing for us to suggest. Even if you think that, well, this is an African leader, even if he's found guilty, he's now going to resign. Like in other countries, they will resign. Yeah. He's still going to hold on to power also. But, let's speak out as well. Let's just give some suggestions. Let the other people who are actually watching all across the world, let them hear from us how Liberians are feeling. What would Liberians want to see at the end of the tenure? So that's the question I'm asking. If, that's why we're using the conditional phrase, if any of these guys, any of these honorable men, let me call them honorable men because they are still honorable men, isn't it? If any of them are involved, what sort of punishment do you recommend? Mind you, some of them will still want to stay on power anyway. They still want to be finance minister. They still want to be the speaker. Still want to be the president. Still want to be vice president. Still want to be bank governor. But you speak out and tell the world, tell us what you would love to see if they're involved. If they're involved. All right, let me just do another share. I just tell of another page. Let me share it quick on our page, this video, so we can invite more people. Thanks to all of you who joining in, and thanks for your comment as well. I will read your comments as well, because I think we're on live now on the radio, on the internet. So let me send this to another page that I know most people do follow as well there, especially when you're discussing the kind of issue. But let me go back now. Let me take you back to the then development. Let's hear from Nathaniel Petrie first, and then from there we'll hear from the CDC chairman, and then from there I will take you to 2 newspapers online and bring you some of the headlines also. And maybe I will choose one story and just read. But let's hear from Nathaniel Petrie.
To the general public, the Central Bank of Liberia wants to clarify to the general public and our partners in progress that there is no 16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media. The Central Bank of Liberia wants to clarify to the general public and our partners in progress that there is no 16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
I have my head about missing money because I know what happened to the money. If I were asked to testify in this saga, I would have asked the central bank governor, how come a whole container loaded of the billion dollars is said to have ended up at the vault of National Savings Bank, Savings Bank, where it is alleged that pickups were dredging there under the cover of darkness during the campaign and were there uploaded and taken to personal homes.
Now, this is this particular accusation is so clear here. This is a chairman of the governing party saying these words, naming people, and even citing that he saw truck, let's say pickups, being loaded with the money taken to personal homes of those individuals that he calling. And even at the start of the investigation up to this point, from my findings, this man was never called upon for questioning. where in the Western world this will happen? That something like this happened, you know, and at a very early stage of such investigation when, you know, pandemonium is being built in the country and think economic crisis is being looming over the country. And somebody come out and, you know, with a kind of a statement and you say you don't pay attention to them. He's not a small potato as far as the, you know, the government of today is concerned. That you don't pay attention to him. That way I started having problem. This man, he was never called upon to give a statement also. He was never called upon. I'm going to go back to the to this clip. Yeah, he was never invited. He was never investigated for investigation. I mean, this is the whole thing I couldn't understand. This person is giving you an inside story. Inside story. Where in the world this kind of thing will happen? I mean, that somebody is telling you, I know, they kind of a big case here. I know what happened.
The Central Bank of Liberia wants to clarify to the general public and our partners in progress that there is no 16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
I have my head about missing money because I know what happened to the money. We were asked to testify in the saga.
Now, you know, you see, this is a direct. How do you call it? How do you use the language there? Yeah, you implicated yourself right there and know what happened with the money. That particular statement, implication right there. I know. So the man is telling you, invite me. I am the right person that can tell you what happened with the money. I know. I mean, that particular statement, just underline that statement, I know. The rest now can follow. You're talking about maybe 10 to 15 sheets of statement taken from this man that you can get. You let him go off the hook. And he may even begging if I'm invited. This one not anything for the committee at that time. Said it was the police. Quickly get involved. Then I know they say the guy National Bureau of Investigation there, or what kind of which one is it? National for investigating fraud? I don't even know which kind of security. On a charter it was National Bureau of Investigation. On a charter, but I don't know what unit that is responsible for, you know, fraud and other stuff. Is it because it is a, you know, leader of the ruling of the governing party? We don't reach that stage yet for me to say ruling party. We're still waiting. I'll keep calling it as the governing party. Because by the time it changed to ruling party, then that's the worst time. I don't want us to go that route there. Hopefully we will not reach to the point where we say the ruling party. No. Because we don't want the government to rule us. We want this government to govern us. That's where the mistake came from. And I challenge any of the CDC people to come say that I'm talking the wrong thing here. Moraba Molu telling you that I know what happened with the money. For some of you that are just coming in, we're talking about the missing $16 billion. And I'm asking the question as well. I name people. If you look either on top or under the video there, the caption, the question I'm asking you is this: as a patriotic citizen of Liberia, and you are very concerned about the $16 billion. If these individuals that their names are mentioned in there are involved, what sort of punishment do you recommend? What sort of punishment will you recommend to the Republic of Liberia, to the people of Liberia, to the international community? You know, the only thing I can tell you, My platform is wide. I have links with a lot of those big, let's say, media institutions. So most of the times when I finish with my broadcast, I share it with them. I got some colleagues there. I just share it. So even your own contribution and thing will be noted. So speak out. Let the people know that Liberian people are concerned. They respect it. Don't say, even if I say it, it's not going to happen. No. This is a recommendation. Recommend what should happen to them if they are all involved in this money. And their name are mentioned inside. It's read to you out today. It's read to you out tomorrow. What sort of recommendation you have? What sort of punishment should they face? That's the question I'm asking. For those of you that are just coming, let me go back to the clip again and so you can hear. And then I'll go to the newspaper now. But continue to put in your points.
The Central Bank of Liberia wants to clarify to the general public and our partners in progress that there is no 16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
I don't hang my head about missing money because I know what happened to the money.
Now, here in the United Kingdom, I agree with you, Austin. Here in the UK, MRCs, not only the MRCs that will be to your door. The police, the MRCs, the fraud forensic investigators, your computers immediately, your house, if you have office, immediately it will be overtaken by these people. Every computer you have there and everything will be taken away. Probably your own mobile phone will be, they will have special people that will go into it and check your communications as well. Who you've been communicating with or whatsoever. Quickly they get the evidence. Because this is not small thing. We're talking about whole nation money. And the manner in which it got missing. And for somebody to come out, not just as somebody from, somebody just sitting down behind their kitchen or behind their, their farm or so, and they're saying, I know where the money is. I mean, we'll take them for serious anyway. But somebody who is running the government, that before somebody is appointed, he will have to, in most instances, he will have to know that this person is to be appointed as minister or deputy minister also. He is at the forefront of forming the government. If this individual come out and say, I know, that I know alone, forget about the rest, I know alone, I know what happened with the money. That's alone, man. You don't have to go to, I don't know how they call it, criminal justice. You don't have to go to university and get a degree in criminal justice before you can actually know that somebody that they should be called for an investigation. Immediately, they may not be arrested that day, but the authority can invite him and they can even confiscate a lot of stuff, including anything that has to do with computer and gadgets also. The investigation also start right up with him. And know what happened with the money.
If I were asked to testify in their saga, I would have asked the Central Bank Governor, how come a whole container loaded of Liberian dollars is said to have ended up at the vault of National Savings Bank, where it is alleged that pickups were drilling there under the cover of darkness when they came in and were there uploaded and taken to personal homes when George Weah was not yet president.
This is it. How you got to know that pickups or trucks were being loaded with money from the central the National Housing Savings Bank? How you got to know? Well, even though at the beginning you told already, I know what happened with the money. You implicated yourself right there. That's why I remember once upon a time I told him in a private conversation, I said, my brother, you need to Take time how you talk. You're running a government. Every chairman of a political institution that is governing the country, you are running the government. You are running the government. You say anything, I mean, the capitalization is that you are speaking as a government official. But they don't know. They don't know. So I'm asking a question. Okay, Clara, Mala, welcome. I'm asking a question this afternoon. In the case of the missing $16 billion, that's the question. Why didn't he report it? He didn't report it, but then when he said it, he didn't even, this man was speaking publicly. And it was even broadcast on the radio back home. It was even published in the newspaper. Then all that time, police, let's say, we're paying people we call economic, crime investigators. They are in the police. They are in the special security unit, I know the NBI or SBI also. These people would have been the first people that are supposed to run to this man here. Oh yeah, damn it. They may get the case here, that good case here. They may we already getting one witness. Boom. That's it. Even if there was, I mean, he didn't have funny experience for him to go and report himself or report the case. But the fact of the matter, he came and said it. Boom. Go straight, move on him quickly. Yeah, my man, we heard you. Get that particular recording, keep it as part of your evidence as well. So that when you cross-examining him, you're taking his statement and whatever the day you come, you want to get more from him and you want to remind him. You can play that. NSA, thank you very much. National Security Agency, thank you. So we have the fraud investigators within the NSA. We also have them within the Liberia National Police. And they want to tell me that the first class witness, like the chairman, at the onset of the case, will be let off the hook? Come on, man. We want our money. So, okay, let me go first. Let me go first so we can. Okay, let me go first and share some of your comments because my understanding now we're on live on the internet, on the radio. So, let me see your comments, and from there I will go to I will go and bring out some of the old stories in the newspaper and read it to you. Let's go to our Chris Maxwell, a viewing from Congo Town. Welcome. Amos George from the States. Jerry Woods, let them pay back every cent. So Jerry D. Woods is recommending that if these names are involved in the missing $16 billion, his punishment he recommending is that every one of them should pay us back. They should pay our money back. Daniela Ward, thank you. I think this is your first time on my platform. Let the measures that enshrined in the Constitution this take its course. I think that's what he means. Yeah. So whatever it is that is intertwined with our Constitution with respect to such a massive scale of investment, he is saying that sorry, not Daniela is not he, sorry. Daniela is saying that the Constitution, whatever is mentioned within the Constitution should take a course. Let's go to Amos George. He say here from the States, if these names mentioned they are involved, the government should resign or be prosecuted. So they're talking about the whole government now, because these people are mentioned that they don't want to run the government. So kick them out, send them to court, and the law should take its course. James Kpakio, the entire administration should resign, and interim administration should be set until re-election are held. Wow, another strong recommendation here as well. For those of you who just joining in via the internet, thank you so much. But these are recommendations from those that are watching live on Facebook. Lusuyama, if the names mentioned are involved, let them pay for our dollars. They said they should pay everything back. Amos George is back. He said Prime Minister of Burkina Faso resigned because of missing foreign nationals, especially from Canada. Okay, that's the time I'm trying to get respect to latest development from there. Okay, Brad Corgan, he said Liberians play their own constitution. So people steal our money or do what sort of things and go free. I tell you, Brad is back. He said, even if the president was 100% involved in this money saga, nothing will be done about it. Really? If we don't do something, the international community will do something. Dakwi Walker Brisbane says here, if they are involved, they should be sent to court and jailed for 15 years each. But again, this is Liberia, where the truth is not seen by our people. Dakwi, thank you. Very strong one there as well. Sheriff Chris, he made a very, very strong recommendation. Death penalty. He just cut it short. Dakwi Walker Brisbane is back. He said he was never invited for investigation. That's the time we're talking about this man. Yes, the chairman of the CDC, Austin Sabo. He wasn't investigated at all. He to agreeing that he was never he was not invited, and he was never investigated. And let's go to Dakwi. Dakwi he contributing quite a lot here. Thank you so much. You following the development. He said the police failed to know their jobs. Dakwi is back. He said, meaning that he knows all about the money. By the time the man say, I know where the money is. Yeah. I mean, he knows the trail. And Austin Sabo, he also back again. Thank you so much, all of you. If this had happened in the USA, the FBI would have been at his doorstep before he go home that day. I agree with you. Secondly, Dakwi Brisbane is back. He said, what will the police do? Nothing, because the container was escorted by the very police. Our problems in Liberia is the very same police. Okay. Austin Sagbo say, why didn't he report it? Yeah, after he got to know that indeed the money was under investigation also, why didn't he come up? Or when he saw it behind, maybe he never had any interest in it. He heard that pickups were being packed and they were losing the money, they carried it to somebody's house. Why he didn't blow the alarm? Whistleblower. Why he didn't become a whistleblower? Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, Dakwi Brisbane is back. He said that means he knew where they shared the money. Yeah. So another straight cut there. All right, Lawrence was trying to help me there. Lawrence Doe, he said it is the NSA I was looking for, the special security now. Actually supposed to be at the forefront of such investigation. NSA, the National Security Agency of Liberia. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Harrison Bachibo, he says here, one day they will be brought to account. Well, I don't know, that's a suggestion there with respect to what should happen to them. One day they'll be brought to account. Okay, whatever the suggestion you have, that's it. What we are asking here this afternoon is, regarding the final result of the missing $16 billion. If findings, I'm using conditional phrase. I want people to open their ears though. If findings are out today and individuals, including the president, the vice president, the speaker, the finance minister, bank governor, names are mentioned or are involved, what sort of punishment do you recommend, my people of Liberia? I am asking you today. Let's forget, what are the people delaying with the results or so and whatsoever. No matter why it is, we know it will still come out, okay? We will know. Maybe, somehow, we will know. Because my understanding now is the investigation is done. Yeah, it is done. My understanding also is that the foreign people who helped to investigate the matter, they are also done. But they want the Liberian government to take the lead and do the pronouncement first. That's what I'm hearing. And so in the meantime, what I am asking here, what I want to hear from you this afternoon, this evening, or this morning, depending your time where you are, I'm going ahead to ask you, using a conditional phrase, if the missing $16 billion, if the final result is out and individuals like the president, the vice president, the speaker, the finance minister, and the bank governor, if their names are mentioned in it, what sort of punishment you want them to take? What punishment should Liberians put on them? That's what I want to hear from. That's why I want us to speak out so the international community can also know that we are concerned, and this is how Liberians are expressing themselves ahead of the result. And that's why I share you with this story that I saw it this morning. For those that just coming on, this is not a small story right now in the UK. Very big story. Very big story. All over in the papers today. All over on the news this morning, on the talk shows, either TV live or radio stations. This man is not, when you are a former president, you are treated with due courtesy. This man, he was the first minister of Scotland. First, if we take it outside of the UK political settings, he is the former president of Scotland. Just recently, former president of Scotland. The moment his name came out, boom, the first thing, police was at his door, arrested. Say, oh, you've been accused of sexual misconduct or so. Boom, taken into police station, giving a statement or so. Boom, taken to court. And this morning, the radio station were booming. Talk shows here in the UK. And one of them were watching live on the television they asked the question, if is he found guilty, that all the charges or whatsoever, he's actually involved, what should happen to him? The guy said, I want to hear from the British people. We want to know what you recommend. And people started recommending. There's a fresh case. But at least that's why we're using the conditional phrase as well. If these people's hands are in this missing $16 billion, my Liberian people, what sort of punishment you recommend? So we are not running any judgment here. We are not pointing direct fingers. Yeah, we're not pointing direct finger at anybody. That's why we're using a conditional phrase. If, okay, you're not accusing anybody. So if you speak out, you are only linking to the question that being asked. So don't be afraid. Speak out. Let our friends, the international people, let them also know that we are concerned about what is happening or what happened with this, since after the money, how we are feeling. We have to express ourselves also. We are all not stupid in Liberia. Let's be frank. Whether you're in Liberia or in the diaspora, so long you're a Liberian, you're a Liberian. We are all not stupid. There are certain people that are stupid. That one is everywhere. But not all of us. So when you show your concern in that kind of a case, it means that you know why you know your reason on this planet Earth. You value your loyalty to Liberia. You value your patriotism to Liberia. Your nationalism, you value it to Liberia. When you speak on national issues like this, when you are trying to find a solution for the next generation to enjoy the benefit of it. Right now, it's not, I'm not talking about myself. I'm not, you and I, we are not advocating for ourselves right now. We are advocating so that the next generation can have a foundation. From that time to now, let me be very frank with you. If this $16 billion was actually infused in the economy, probably what we're going through right now, whether we're talking about rate issue and whatever, maybe it wouldn't have been like this. Probably your relative or my relative will not go to Redemption Hospital and they go and give them piece of paper, go and buy this medication before you can come and we administer it to your child or to your relative. Maybe at Sonny Wayne Clinic, maybe at that hospital all the way in St. Jay, Grand Cape Mount County. Maybe that community health center all the way there in Buto. Maybe, just maybe, they would have had paracetamol there. Now the common painkiller will be there. That doesn't cost that much. Maybe, just maybe, if this $16 billion was actually, or had actually come in the country as it was intended to be. Maybe, just maybe, that little child that's sitting in that town, in that village, that's still sitting on the floor there, maybe, just maybe, his life will have transformed and for him to sit in a chair to recite his ABCs. Just maybe. So when we're talking about it, when we are raising the issue about it, when we are asking questions, we want people to sit down in their little corner and just reflect a little bit. Especially those of you that are having problem with us that keep asking about this $16 billion. That having problem with some of us that stay asking about the $25 million. Maybe some of you would think and rethink again. Let's have a look at some of the headlines regarding this money. We're going to go back from September 26, 2018. The Association of Liberian Journalists in Americas, they came out, they said the France minister towards inflammatory clarification in Mason money saga. And I'm really admiring the way AJA is actually taking these issues serious. The Association of Liberian Journalists in Americas. I must commend them. They are one group that are actually speaking out. I have not heard anything from ULA, the Union of Liberian Association in the Americas. These are national issues that every citizen should be concerned of. But those of you perhaps that feel part of it and you don't want to talk about it, that's good. Just keep your silence. The only thing, don't come at us. Don't come and try to find means to shut us down. By finding, maybe kind of for, you just want to find a loophole where you can say Max did this, Max did that, and let me publish it or so. Maybe if we want to try to find me to silence me. And let's go to this one, September 21st, 2018. Finance Minister Samuel Tuer contradicts previous admission of missing money. I'm going back in the front page Africa News development regarding this particular money. And let me take another headline again on the same. That was on the 4th of October 2018. Liberia Council of Churches detaches from Mason Billions probe, holds talks with those involved. And this one says again, Weah's administration plays blame game over missing container of money. Who is responsible for the missing billions? That was the main question that day on that paper on the front page Africa. That was September 17, 2018. And another story came up and say government acknowledges missing container full of money, hints at Salif's era. At 17 September 2018. They say, yeah, we are aware that the money is missing, but we put the blame on Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's government. That's what the story is saying. And another story came up on the same day. Authorities tight-lipped unreported missing container of money from Freeport of Monrovia. My God. I know I went to a conference the last time, digital conference the last time. Just went to get some knowledge and some understanding. And I came across, it came to a point where, we had a coffee break and we're discussing in a group or so, and somebody asked me, so where are you from? Because normally by the time, our people where we are, the moment you get somewhere you are in minority, the question will always come, so where are you from originally? And I said in the group, I said, oh, I'm from Liberia. And the one person said, oh, that's the country, the footballer is now the president. I said, oh, yes. I answered proudly. I said, yeah, yes. Then another person said, oh, yeah, he used to play for Chelsea. He was a very good player. I said, yes, indeed. And then before another person shouted and said, first of all, he asked, so the Civil War completed everything peaceful now? I said, oh, yeah, we've been peaceful for years now. He said, but it's in the same country that I understand that, printed local currency from the port to the Central Bank of Liberia, container got missing, full of money. I said, yeah, I heard it too. He said, well, are you not convinced that something that happened? And, the fellow wanted to know. I said, well, it's been investigated. I'm still waiting for the investigation result. So, to let you know now that people that we are guests to, they're asking us, they are aware, and they're wondering what has happened to the nation. I mean, how can a whole container full of money will get missing from the port of entry to the central bank? I mean, does it make logical sense? On January 16, 2019, that was the sale. I read this paper the last time. January 16, just this January we stayed in, a couple of days ago. Finance Intelligence Unit, FIU, to release report on missing billions. Why U.S. investigative? That's the story. What is U.S. Let me see. FIU is supposed to release its investigative report on the missing $16 billion. These people are the one now that we're talking about. They, together with the NSC, should have invited this man at a very early stage, because this particular body, FIU, is already established within the finance ministry. Finance Intelligence Unit. So meaning they are close with the authority to invite somebody as soon as possible. So this FIU, together with the Liberian National Police and the NSA, should have invited the party chairman immediately after making that statement. Because the moment the story came up, boom, that something, it triggered that yes, money got missing or so. The FIU is supposed to start investigation straight. They're supposed to open a file quick and begin to listen and begin to, see the movement of people and begin to, realize. And because at that time we suggested that people that are involved, passports should be taken out from them, or so they should be put on a house arrest so that they can't leave the country. We suggested that as the early stage, and the government did listen to our suggestion at that early stage. But an invitation should have been sent to the party chairman. I know what happened with the money. This isn't right. Let's go to the bush chicken. Central Bank concludes internal investigation. No money missing. That's the time you heard that clip from Nathaniel Patrick. Open letter to U.S. ambassador for update on missing billions. That's the time the Liberian people decided to take the streets and go to various embassies and present letter seeking help. Past and present government officials to appear before legislature today over missing billions. We heard that. I think that was somewhere in November or so, that they were supposed to appear. I don't know, they were invited. Grand Bassa lawmaker wants House to submit to missing billion probe. So the Grand Bassa representative, he was saying, well, you know what? Those are involved, let them come clear. Kokumbo or Kokubomb extols U.S. intervention to investigate reported missing billions. That's the time now people took the street as well. U.S. Embassy, independent forensic firm will investigate missing billions, not FBI. That's the time, because we when the Kimber Friends, we started talking about people started saying, FBI on the ground, FBI. So the U.S. Embassy actually came out and gave us clarification that independent forensics firm will investigate missing billions, not FBI. So they cleared that with us, and that particular independent, actually, they were doing their investigation through USAID. So they too, we are calling on them. But they are the one now that I am hearing that they are waiting for the FIU, as the from the finance ministry, to first release their report. And then later on, Moruba Molu came out and he said, Moruba Molu wants Liberty Party investigated in missing LD 16 billion saga. So the fact of the matter that $16 billion is mentioned, and the way it's been talked about, money got missing. But there are some people that are still, even when I went in Liberia recently, I was talking to some people, they say, some of them say they don't believe that $16 billion, that whole $16 billion got missing. Yeah, there are some people I met. They don't even want you to talk about the $16 billion because they say they don't believe it. It's not a story. And the last time I ended up talking to a few people like that, I was just standing there like, what planet, asking myself, what planet am I on right now? Okay, let's go. Representative Yonkwe calls for former central bank governor to be jailed over missing billions. So that's another story there from the bush chicken, when the saga was still going on. Somebody trying to call via the video. Let me go to my dashboard and see who is calling. Whether we can have them. Amos. Okay. Let's see what Representative Yonkwe calls for former central bank governor to be jailed over missing billions. Investigation team requests 6 weeks to probe into alleged missing billions. Up to now, we don't know. Investigation team requests 6 weeks to probe into alleged missing billions. 6 weeks now, 1 to 3, we're going to, I don't know how many months now, 5 months now. So, all right, okay, let me get the story, the headline first. Then I come to Amos. WIA condemns demands of missing banknotes protesters. Oh, WIA condemns demands of missing banknotes protesters. Okay, so people when they say, "Oh, you're help us to investigate," but we are condemning. Say their demand is not to be, shouldn't be taken for serious. Oh, but let's get the speaker. What the speaker say here? House Speaker says former president is person of interest in missing billion saga. You're hearing the mayor. House Speaker says former president is person of interest in missing billions saga. But I don't know. Amos, good afternoon. Good morning. How are you doing?
How you doing, Max? Oh, Lord.
Probably we is out. They say mostly they can just say we is out, then they stop. They don't talk anything more again.
Yeah, but you know that's the Liberian. That's the Liberian way. When you hear that, I mean, people are fed up. You know.
Amos, I know you talk a little bit on the text, but this is it. I mean, the question itself that I post out there because somebody texted me to say, the question is not in place. But I told them, I said, well, I'm using conditional phrase here. I'm not pointing direct finger. I say if. I mean, am I wrong asking the question that way?
No. Conditional phrase supposition, you just saying if or suppose. You're not saying that these people are guilty. And this is the problem with Mac. People don't understand sometimes because they become these blind loyalists, don't understand anything that someone is trying to say. When you say something, they just interpret the way they feel that, oh, the person is assuming that this person, these people are guilty already. But normally when these kind of high profile cases happen, people all will come out to ask these kind of questions. What happened if the person is found guilty? What do you think? It doesn't mean that they are saying that these people are guilty already. But it is a good question. If these people, if the report come out and implicate all these people, or even implicate any government official for that matter, that government official should immediately step down and go through the court system, the judicial process. And if found guilty, they should make full restitution and serve jail time. Because that's the only way it will serve as a deterrent to other people. Not just paying money, but you make full payment and serve jail time. Because you cheated the Liberian people. You deprived them from school, hospital, all these things, development, you deprive them in general. So you cannot just make full restitution and let you go away. No, you should go to jail to serve jail time. Let us try to enforce the laws that are on the books. And you talk about moral model. But let me just give you a small example today what is taking place in America. There's a guy called Roger Stone. Roger Stone, being a close friend of Donald Trump during the heat of the campaign, he was making all the speculation. We will dump this kind of information tomorrow or next week on Hillary Clinton, and it all came to fruition. Today, Roger Stone was arrested based on the special investigation.
Wow.
That they are come up with, yes, that he lied and he was conniving with some group. So today he was arrested. Can you imagine someone who was one time working for the campaign, then left, but being a close friend of Donald Trump for a very long time? Then beside that, Michael Cohen, who was the personal counsel of Donald Trump, he on his way to jail. Then the former chairman of the party, Paul Manafort. So you can see how in America operating these people behave. Yeah, Molu there said openly that I know how the money was distributed, the cash, and there's no authority in Liberia ever invited Molu to even question him. It's because why? He is the chairman of the party in power, so he's untouchable. That's why I tell you how people get away with things in Liberia. But in the West, nobody's above the law. You can be the friend of the president.
No.
You will go through that process. And the president cannot intervene because he knows they will charge him for obstruction of justice or tampering with witness. But in Liberia, no. Mulva Molukin said this in live on radio. Carry live. The CID, the NSA, the FIU, nobody questioned Mulva Molu to say, why you make this statement? Gave her more clarification. Why you think so? Or when this happened? Nobody. Because why? He's the chairman of the party. He's untouchable. He's untouchable. Because if the police director call him, he will call the president, Mr. President. The police director, the president say, Mr. Director, please, don't even go there. The Minister of Finance, the FIU is sitting within the Minister of Finance. I know that they report to the Minister of Finance. And the Minister of Finance is defending, is one of those who defending that the money is not missing. So with the boss of the FIU challenge the Minister of Finance, say, no, we have to invite this person to talk to them. That means that person doesn't want a job. And because we don't have some people don't have the backbone or the character to say, no, it is not about you, sir. It is about the country. So if I can't do that, then I will leave the job. Some people don't have that backbone.
No.
So they will sit back. I want my paycheck. So that Liberian people think. These are the things that cripple the country. So by you posting that question today, it's a genuine question. Because we are all now equal, awaiting the report from the international community. And even that's why we did frown on the committee that was set up by the president. We did frown on them. We are not even hearing anything from them. And I told you, man, the last year, I said, these people will play the wait and see game, trying to delay this, and so they say the Liberian people know they will just make noise 1 or 2 times, then it die away.
Yeah.
But I'm glad for some of you who have this platform, like Francis Doe, who constantly reminding the Liberian people about the missing money in Liberia. This $16 billion and the $25 million missing in Liberia. And I want to urge each and every Liberian that have access to some social media, we should not allow this thing to be swept under the rug. We should keep the topic on day and night until we can get a complete report on how this money got missed. Because from the report to the National Bank, the Hudson Bank, is less than 2 miles. Less than 2 miles from Freeport to Hudson Bank, maybe a mile and a quarter or whatever. How can a whole container of money got missing in between there? And you want to tell me the government today cannot give an account? And I said to you, man, one time, I said, let us wait to see the end of January. If we cannot hear anything from the international community, then we have to go back here to reinforce our effort. Those that are here in Liberia to demand that we get a comprehensive report, forensic report on what happened to this money. It was infused in the economy. Let us know how it was infused into the economy. And let us see the impact that it had made on the common people's life in Liberia. But for us to remain silent, this would be devastating to the Liberian people. It's already.
It is.
This $16 billion is already a cloud hanging over Liberia. If you can listen to that tape you played by Professor Patrick Luma, describing Liberia as a looters on an industrial scale. Can you imagine I'm from Liberia, regarding my status. You are from Liberia. And someone is describing your country in those terms. What pride you have to tell someone I'm from that country?
They say the whole nation is they're full of criminals.
Yeah, it's on an industrial scale.
Yeah. The whole nation they are criminals.
Looters on an industrial scale in Liberia. And can you imagine this man, well educated, renowned lawyer, renowned public speakers, and this when he's speaking, it claimed the attention of people around the world.
Yeah, yeah.
So that man is not like some of us who ain't got nothing to do. This man, he speak, he got followers, and people listening to him. Then people tell us, oh, you people don't like your country because you're talking negative things about your country. But look at this professor going to Liberia and making the kind of exception about Liberia. Do you know the kind of negative impact that has on Liberia?
Huge. They don't know. They don't know.
And you tell us we are the problem? No. The government is the problem. Because if the government put her house in order, we will not have people going to Liberia to describe us in the kind of derogatory terms. Looters on an industrial scale. Mean the entire country. Entire country, this man referring to us. And he's right. Because I know he did his homework. And $16 billion hanging in the case, $25 million. Someone who is highly educated, like 12, who work for the African Development Bank or whatever. He come and tell you that I took $25 million out of New Cruton and West Point. Can you imagine that, Mike? How can a man sit with his friend to make that argument to his friends, or to tell intelligent Liberian people that he think they will believe in, or to tell business people that he meeting or come to Liberia, want to invest, and here you kind of story, and the Minister of Finance is sitting with them, having a coffee, and say, yeah, this is what I did. Are you serious? Are you really serious? This is a bigger problem for Liberians. And the government of Liberia, because as you see, you were there, some people say, whether they are in denial, they don't want to do it. But some of them don't see beyond. Or is a personality they see. That saying, I like John Brown. John Brown will not do anything bad. People just hate John Brown, so they will say all kinds of things to tarnish John Brown's reputation. Abroad, home and abroad, because simply they don't like John Brown.
Yeah.
But the reality on the ground is that these people, by the time you're on the air, that's when it's going to start calling you.
I know.
These are serious issues need to be addressed. Because you see what is happening today in Liberia. With this economic problem in Liberia, you see a major company trying to sell or to leave Liberia. And you got all the kind of huge scandal hanging over Liberia. Because every investor now will ask people. And now, because of social media, man, it's terrible for any country to hire anything. Because people see what is on social media, they talk to their embassy, and the embassy will advise them, hey, this is why you're coming out of the country. If you want to do business, well, we suggest you wait, but if you can't wait, then you go at your own risk. And when people are going to do business in your country, they go at their own risk, then that when more corruption comes in. Because I mean, paperwork, everything will be shortcut. People want to take shortcut, will not want to buy by the rules. Because they will tell you, hey, I'm not supposed to come here because my country advised me not to do business here. But I want to feel sorry for your people. I want to come here.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you want to put more constraint on me, then I will leave. I've seen people talk this thing about businesses. People talk about it, about other people. They want to do, if they want to invest in your country, they say, oh, this and that. They tell you, okay, look, my embassy advised me. My government advised me not to do business here. But I said, I want to come. But if these are the strings you want to attach, well, I can't make, I will go. I will pull up. And people will be forced to do things that will not sometimes be beneficial to the country. But because they are stranded, so they will take any offer that somebody gave them. So the issue that might, the end of this month, if you say does not present or give her a response to tell her what happened to the report, then I urge we should go back the same way we did with vigorous campaign again. But we've got to get the funding of this $16 billion. What happened to it? Because you cannot just let it go slide on the wrong as business as usual in Liberia. Let it tell us so we can have some document. If the money was infused in the economy and it proven, okay. But if it was not, then those who rob the Liberian people of education, health, roads, and other necessities, they should pay a price. For me, I strongly suggest they should be prosecuted. And if found guilty, they should make full restitution. If they cannot make it, let they confiscate their property and sell it for whatever value. And if they cannot make it with the requirement, let it serve the balance term or jail time. So that will send a clear message to people in Liberia. But here's a caveat. All the people we trying to speculate if they are involved. With the head of the government, be willing to take that bold step, given the experience that we have seen from the 1 year. If any of the cabinet ministers, directors, or whoever is implicated other than the president, but people around him, suppose they are implicated, let me throw the one, suppose any of the people are implicated, with the president being willing to let the law just focus with what we see going on in Liberia, I doubt it. I doubt it. The only way that will happen, it got to be someone maybe outside of his government.
Yeah.
Maybe who did not do any political favor for him. Then maybe they will have the spine to say, okay, let us go after the person. But I strongly believe, from what I'm seeing in Liberia, for the past 1 year with this administration, to go after one of the close bodies in the government that will be linked to this saga, that will have full justice, I doubt it. And there are reasons. I can give you an example. Maybe I don't know, you saw the story the other day about the housing authority. They are saying that the managing director and two other persons cannot be found to go to court again.
Yeah.
So can you imagine if someone is implicated in the $16 billion and got ties to the president? Will the president be willing to risk his presidency to say, we prosecute these people? That one of the if. Will the government be willing to do that? Will the past history for the 1 year? I doubt it. Until they can prove me wrong. But the Liberian people should not relent. And Martin Colley and the others, they should not relent, because this is serious economic calamity for Liberia. Businesses, major businesses selling out. What will happen? The few that were employed by those companies. And people don't understand. If the economy is getting better, government sooner or later will not be able to borrow tax in advance from some of the companies again. Because every company, they hate uncertainty. No good investor want uncertainty. They want the economy, they want the policy to be stable.
Yeah.
So if they borrow you money, they give you money for a long term, for a future term. But if they know the atmosphere is bleak, why do you think they want to borrow you money? Internally, they don't want to do it. They will tell you, say, hey, we can go to our overseas partner. Another year from our overseas partner, what do we advise? And then we can give him maybe some tax advance. So people should understand that when there is good economic policy, the government has a good policy, businesses will be the business will be willing to give government even in advance loan. It doesn't matter if you're doing business with anybody and they know that you got a prospect, they'll all tell you, hey, if you want advance loan, we can give you loan or to improve your business because they know the community, the environment is good. Now eventually you'll pay them back. But if the environment is not good, why do you think someone want to take the money and give it to you? When they risk that they will lose it. Nobody will do it. So when we're talking about something that you not just look at personal individual or group of individual or that these people don't like the people, so they will say everything negative.
Yeah.
No. It is about the entire country. Because some of us saying, if Liberia today prosper on a just way, we all will take the credit, we'll boast of it.
Of course, yeah.
Physically, morally, financially, we all want to take the credit.
Of course.
But if it go bad, we all will want to run from it. Okay? So I just want some of these people to understand that when we on the platform seeing some of these things, it's not because we hate a particular person. But we want to see if there's prosperity should be for everybody. Not one group of people taking advantage of it. That is why some of us on the platform to speak about some of these things, to raise concern. But what happened? You can go mad, you can go things and build the mansion there, and everybody around there poor. And something happened, you the first house, they will come to Mac. They will come to you. But if everybody can have piece of the pie, then I think everybody will be a little bit satisfied. You cannot satisfy, but I think if 75 or 80% of people are satisfied, that means we're making progress.
Of course, we are.
But when you had 90 or 95% of the people suffering, then we're not making progress. We are heading for trouble. We are heading for trouble. So the best here, I would suggest if anybody in the arena of the president is implicated in the 16 billion massacre, we should not interfere with the justice system. We should not say because he and I, my buddy, will be in long time, we'll struggle together, so we should give him a path. No. Let the justice system play. Or if anybody is found guilty, let them make full restitution of the money. Let it serve jail time. Even if you seize their property, they should still serve jail time. Because it's criminal in nature. So people should not, nobody, I will not suggest, oh, just pay the money and go. No. Because you pay the money and go, there's no penalty, no deterrent. It means I will stay encouraging these things. But if I have to start with the leader of the country. But if the leader can and dismiss the claim, I mean, that's the leader. He has access to any information than any of us. But I think the people should throw their weight behind the investigation to say, look, it is my name, it is my government. I want to see this thing investigated to the fullest. And I will do everything sincerely to the Liberian people to bring forth the results that everybody will be pleased with.
Yeah.
But if the leader is making an assertion that he doesn't believe it, then what happened? Because if you see like that, you already undermining the investigation.
Yeah.
You saw it in the church when he came from abroad last year, what he said. They say, President, This is 16 billion allegation leveled against your government. Whether it was under your regime or the former government, but you are in power. So when that kind of allegation coming up, it's not nothing to joke with, because your government, your reputation is at stake. Why? No government official. The president he has not even come out to brief the Liberian people. The status of this investigation, he has not done so. It was the U.S. government that we learned from. U.S. did that. The team had gone to Liberia. They had concluded the investigation from Liberia. They had turned back to the state. Now they are finalizing the report. It was from the United States Embassy that we heard that from. Why Mr. President could not come out to speak to the Liberian people on this issue? That, hey, the investigation has been done already. The people are now concluding they have left the king. They talked to people they wanted to talk to. Now they've gone back. They are concluding the investigation. Why Mr. President could not make that announcement to the Liberian people? But we have to hear it through the U.S. Embassy.
Yeah.
So now the question is, how sure are we that the report, if it is final and given to the government of Liberia, how sure are we that we will get that report in total? How sure are we? When the government is not forthcoming with the Liberian people, how sure are we we're going to get that report in total? Because right now, the U.S. Embassy will not chunk the report out in the street to us. They will have to send it to the government of Liberia. And what happens if the government of Liberia says, oh no, we're not satisfied with the report, so we can't make it public? What do we know? And how do we know? It means that we must go back again to the street to demand another report. Because from all indication, the only way the government be willing to put that report forward clearly until they are exonerated, then they'll be willing to push it up quick. But if there's anything that will raise a red flag, they will not want to put it up.
Yeah.
They will hold it and want to delay it. And which I think would be disingenuous to the Liberian people. Because the money in question is for the Liberian people. So whether you took him, Mr. President, or whether you are involved or any of your cabinet ministers are involved, I admonish you, urge you to ask those people who are doing the report or who are doing the report to submit the findings sooner or later. So this saga cannot continue to fall back, because it's a burden on your government. I remember the vice president last time spoke about it when they were opening the national legislature. She mentioned it, that there's a stigma on the government. So these are things, Mike, that this 16 billion saga we on today. And can you imagine it? Let me just mention something. The speaker, when they came back for that session, when he made all the erroneous statement that they should investigate former Ellen Johnson city government, or this person should be arrested, when he made all those statements, at the end of the time, what did he do? I mean, I think he said he and the speaker, I mean the Senate Pro Tem said that there were too many papers about this money that they.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing I couldn't understand. You're talking about money, you're talking about too much paper, you're talking about whole container of money, you're talking about whole nation money.
And they were waiting, according to him, they were waiting for the report from the committee that the president has set up. But Mr. Speaker, you told the Liberian people that the special session was about those things and other policies, and you got setting fees for coming back on a special section. You got setting fee from the Liberian people. They pay you people. And when you are asked if he was going to take if they were going to take a 5,000 or somebody down for sitting fee, he made a statement, oh, we're going to go by what the rule says. But the rule said that you get sitting fee, and you got that sitting fee. And the purpose for which you came back for, you did not do the job. So why would you take that money? Because if you had done your investigation, you would have told the Liberian people what happened to the money from the Senate, from the House of Representatives perspective or from the Senate perspective. But you told us, oh no, there are 2 million papers. So you don't have time to read the 2 million papers. But you have time to take the Liberian people money for sitting fees. So you see, man, it is to tell you the kind of system government was running in Liberia. Because this is the same thing when Professor Luma referred to as a looting on an industrial scale.
Yeah.
Those are some of the references the professor made. Because you can't come back for special session, you take the money that you came back for the special session, but you did not address the issue and go away with the money.
Yeah.
And so it's to tell you, when people are describing Liberia in certain terms, and you are Liberian, it hurt me sometimes, but then when I sit down some of the other last, I say, anyway, these people are right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. In a way, yeah.
It's right. But when you look at the hard truth, and you say, oh, but this person makes sense, even though the truth hard, but the person makes sense. And every time I want you to play that clip, so some Liberians maybe have not listened on, continue to listen to Professor Patrick Luma.
Oh, yeah.
So it's to tell you, Mike, that this is where we are. The question today, if these people are implicated, what should happen to them? And I want to tell our listeners, us people who support these people, we are not suggesting that these people are already guilty. We are not suggesting that. We just if they are found guilty, they are implicated, and go through the system, what should happen to them? Should it be bygone and just let them say, oh, let it go? Should they pay the money? Should they serve jail time? Should they confiscate their property? These are things that might want to hear from us. So at least people outside can say, oh, Liberian people, I think, thinking in the direction that wants to move the country forward. Not that we don't want the country to move forward, but we have to give people an idea of what we're thinking about corruption in our country. And those who are leaving this criminal activity against us, if they are caught, what should happen to them? So at least someone can say, oh, people out there, I think Liberians know what they want. Many Liberians know what they want because you see how they're going. You can see how they're talking. You can see which direction they're heading about corruption. But we cannot just come by and say, oh, if it happens, let's just leave and let it pay the money and go. No. Because paying the money and going will just encourage other people to do the same thing. Because they'll say, hey, what you do when they catch me, I'll pay the money and I'll be free. Well, if someone go to jail for 10, 15 years, then someone will say, before you take the Liberian dollar, you will think twice. You will think twice. And some of these lawyers who are involved in these kind of malpractices in Liberia, it is not time to turn the table on some of these people. It is not time. The judges, because when these cases go to court, overnight they go and bribe the judge and bribe the lawyer, Mike. The case starts to drag on. When you look, somebody has fled the country. And that is the end of it.
Yeah.
Somebody has fled the country. Look at the other day of the pronouncement. They had no 16. These people's passport have been seized, banned from leaving the country. When you look, after 1 week, they start giving everybody their passport. They lift the ban on everybody. So it means that even the NSA, the National Police, the FIU, it means that there was no suspect. So if you don't have any suspect in these kind of cases, then what are you going to tell? What is the report going to be about? So who are you talking to make this report? Who gave you document? What ministry? What institution you asking for document? So how are you going to present a report to us? Let us leave the international people, because maybe the international people knew who the question, but the local people themselves, what did FBI, who did they talk to? Who did the NSA talk to? Who were the person of interest? When you had Chairman Molu say, I know, Chairman Molu was never contacted. So who are the people that we're going to look, that they look up to compile this report that they're talking about? Even the local ones, because the international people maybe they talk to the bank governor and maybe request some documents, the Minister of Finance, the company that printed the money. I know these are the people maybe they talk to, maybe to get some information, to get some insight of how many, what was printed and how it came to the country. But as we talk to you, the driver, he's not in the country. The security officer, custom guy, he left the country long even before the money business came up. So it's to tell you, Mike, in a country we want to build, the society that we want to build for tomorrow. If there's no accountability, Mike, Liberia will not move forward. We will continue to degenerate. We will continue to deteriorate because the system is not functioning and it's not working.
All right. All right, Amos. As usual, thanks for your contribution. We appreciate it, and let's hope as some of you continue to educate us, we're relying a lot and keeping our heads. Thank you so much. Hopefully we'll continue hopefully on Monday on this topic.
Okay, Mike, thank you. And I just hope that those of you people that have this platform, please don't let this 16 billion and 25 million being swept on the rug in Liberia.
For me, on my end, I want until
this should be lies. At least this should be the end or the beginning of the end of Liberian being robbed out of the hard-earned money, out of the resources. And I just want to say thank to your listeners, and we'll continue to speak on the issue.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Amos.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Everywhere we go, never be creeping us. Some people like we were not let it. We were not let it. Like we were not let it. We were not let it.
All right, Liberia was not like this. Okay, I think Darkling is trying to call. Try again. Let's see. But let me remind you. Let's go back to John Makufuli. Sorry, Professor P.L.O. Lumumba, by recommendation of Amos. And I'll go back on the dashboard and read your comments. And from there, I got a special announcement for all of you that are following today.
European musicians who had a little sense of guilt came to perform in Africa, Bob Geldof, to free the Ethiopians out of hunger. There was no hygiene in our politics. We could not run our education systems. Our young men and women were going to India because the budgets meant for education were consumed by individuals whom we had entrusted with the task of presiding over it. Our health sectors were beginning to collapse. And as I've said before, the political leadership did not have any faith in those institutions. Typically, the typical African politician, perhaps not in Tanzania today, if they were sick, they had a cold, they would not go to Muhimbili, they would go to London. If they were Kenyan, they would not go to Kenyatta Hospital, they would run to the United Kingdom. Tragedy, no hygiene in our politics because Africans had started engaging in theft. In fact, I used to say that African politicians were thieves. Then I went to Uganda and I was told that they are not thieves, they are looters. And when I went to Liberia last week, I was told they are not looters. I was told they are looters on an industrial scale.
All right, that's Professor Patrice Lumumba of Kenya, our country. But let's go back and to this, according to the topic. Okay, I see some people asking questions, but I'm asking you a question. What I want us to address this afternoon is this. We are following the development regarding the $16 billion. Today we are macroscoping the $16 billion. We'll come back. We'll continue with the 25 million USD. But let's deal with the 16 billion. Now, my question this afternoon is this, that in the quest to finalize result in the missing $16 billion, if, I'm using a conditional phrase, let me rephrase it again. If findings are out today, if they are out today, and individuals, including the president, the vice president, the speaker, the finance minister, or the bank governor names are involved, what sort of punishment do you recommend? If, for example, all of these people are named, and maybe some more names, or maybe foreigners even be involved. If their names are mentioned, that the missing $16 billion, they know about it. What punishment do you recommend as a patriotic Liberian yourself? That's the question I'm asking you this afternoon. And I want you to help us to answer. Let themselves hear let the international community hear it as well. Let the other people hear from you as a concerned and patriotic citizen of Liberia, how much you really feel about this $16 billion. That's the question I'm asking. But let me go back again to go back again to the how do you call it, the former bank governor.
The Central Bank of Liberia wants to clarify to the general public and our partners in progress that there is no 16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
I have my head about missing money because I know what happened to the money. If I were asked to testify in their saga, I would have asked the Central Bank governor, how come a whole container loaded of Liberian dollars is said to have ended up at the vault of National Savings Bank, where it is alleged that pickups were driven there on the cover of darkness when they came in and were there uploaded.
Straightforward. The other kids are straightforward, as I know what happened with the money. All right, let's go. Let me go to the dashboard just before I leave you this afternoon on this topic. Patriotic citizen of Liberia, thank you for your response. Thanks for your contribution. Let me go on the dashboard from where I stopped earlier. Let me see. Okay, Harrison Bajibo stopped there the last time. Let me just read this. I will suggest they be imprisoned for 50 years and all their properties confiscated. All right, that's according to the question I'm asking. If the quest to the final result in to the missing $16 billion, if fundings are out today and individuals including the president, the vice president, the speaker, the finance minister, the bank governor, if those names are involved, what sort of punishment do you recommend? And so Harrison is saying, I suggest they be prisoned for 50 years and all their properties confiscated. Harrison Bundo, hi, my brother. We are not going to do anything to them, rather that impinging them and send them to court. All right, and Amos, they must repay every cent and go to jail for 30 years and confiscate or sell properties and make full payment. That's his recommendation. Let's see. Let's go down a little bit. Let's see. Darling, what would you say? Welcome back on the show. Anyway, at the end of the day, the ordinary Liberian people become the victims. I'm actually looking for answers to this question. All right, Darling says the private jet acquisition of massive properties, luxurious lifestyles, consolidation of powers, etc. Actually, I'm looking for the answer. I want answer to this question. All right, I'm more interested in the question, the answer that that match with the answer with the question. Actually, okay, I'm gonna go down. Let me look for those who answer. Okay, let's go down a little bit. Let the laws take its course. That link, what would he say? Let the laws take its course. So whatever they say that is mentioned in our law, that when you steal, how you should be treated. If you embezzle, the big people, they say embezzlement, right? Yeah, when you embezzled, well, they say, he's suggesting that the law, let's just follow the law, and whatever punishment they're supposed to face, they can face it. So that's how he recommended. Okay, so thanks to all of you. I see my big brother Asiva Tuga, welcome. It's great to see you on the platform here. Just that you came a little bit late, as just about to finish the broadcast. Thanks to all of you for watching. I'm just about ending the show. So, but for those of you who are on the platform, especially for those of you that came on the platform, and we're going to leave it generally. It will be first come, first serve in my inbox. It's a weekend presence from me from this platform and all of my platforms. It's a weekend presence for you. But it will be first come, first serve, and it will be for 2 people on the first come, first serve basis. Okay, here is it. Between now to the end of the show, I will go straight in my inbox. Between now to immediately after the show, I will go straight in my inbox. Not honor this video, live video, but I want you to inbox me. First come, first serve. I want only 2 people. Even if there are 10 people going to come, but the first 2 people will be chosen. This is what I want you to do. It's a weekend present from us here. All of the platforms that I'm running. Right, let me read my big brother contribution first here. Va Azek Tuba. I mean, this is a genuine patriotic way of speaking. This is why he said here. For some of you that do not know, Va Azek Tuba is an astute member, and in fact not even but I think founder of the CDC. I stand to be corrected, and he's based in the USA. And this is why he said, for those of you listening via the radio, internet, no problem. Any crime against the state and the people must be punished by the rule of law, regardless of who commits the crime. This is how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Because some people, they will know that somebody is talking the truth, or somebody asking a very sensible question. Instead of them asking, they are helping to answer in a fair and honest way. They will come and start insulting you. You know, you hate this person, that's why you're asking the kind of question. But that's why you're saying this. But thank you for your answer. This is a very honest and patriotic answer here, right here. Any crime, any crime against the state and the people must be punished by the rule of law, regardless of who commits the crime. Oh, okay. Thank you for the correction. Former chairman of the CDC USA joined in 2009. So you've been very, very long time there. Yeah, you are one of the backbones. Thank you for joining the platform. All right, let me continue with the announcement, the pronouncement and the announcement as about to end up. So what I want you to do for me, I want 2 people, first come, first serve. Inbox me, not here, don't do it here publicly. Inbox me a number, a phone number of a relative in Liberia, or yourself, but you have to be based in Liberia, any network in Liberia. Inbox me it, and they will have a weekend $5 credit to their phone. So you can do it first come, first serve. You can do it now or so. First 2 persons will receive their relatives back home in Liberia, or you yourself that are back home right now watching, you will receive a $5 credit. Thanking you for being part of our show, because you spend more than what we're supposed to spend to watch us live. So do that. Even if you are watching and you got a relative in Liberia, you want to surprise them with $5. I do that now. Inbox me. Don't do it here. Inbox me, and the first 2 people right after the show, that the number you're sending me will receive $5. Thank you so much for watching. All right. Okay. That's how we're going to do. We're going to take a weekend break. Yeah, we're going to take a weekend break, and we'll be back on Monday. I want to say a big thank you. I want to appreciate all of you that are always on this platform. This platform here, we do not insult anybody, and we do not allow anybody to insult on this platform. You come on the platform, you come here to learn, you also come here to teach us. So we learn from each other. All of my platforms, I don't accept insult. And I want to use this, I want to use the occasion again. I want to use this, I want to take this time again to appeal. I want to call out name. Prophet K. Please, my brother. You're still my brother, despite the fact we broke up on social media. But I want to, you're still my brother. I want to appeal to you. What you are doing is not advocacy. There's nowhere I will sit anywhere, even by me knowing your name, and somebody is sitting down on a platform and insulting you in the manner in which nobody should be insulted. The first time I broke away from you was because you were insulting President George Weah's mother. Prophet K, my brother, this is not Liberian. You are not portraying our culture. We don't insult one another mothers. We don't insult one another the way you do it. I have serious problem with it. That's why I fell out with you. But I still want to, because I've had 2 sisters now calling me from Canada and the other one in Australia, asking me if I have a close contact with you so I can call you and talk to you. And I told them that I broke up with you long time on social media. But whoever is listening to this, to my talk again, yesterday I talked about it and I want to repeat it. And you're able to reach Prophet K, you talk to him, especially you're the women. I see a lot of sisters who can be so proud to share these guy videos around. When he's sitting there, he's insulting. Regardless today that Mr. Weah is president also. But the fact of the matter that he is human like yourself. The fact of the matter that he is also a father. The fact of the matter that he is also a humble man. Please. That is not how to advocate. You got to set an example that you're a role model as well, so that the people that are listening to you, the children that are listening to you, can say, yes, this is somebody that I want to listen to. So that tomorrow when you leave those material behind, somebody can go there tomorrow and listen to it and be educated. Not when somebody open a video, by the time one word hit them, they close it right away. Say, whoa, I don't listen to this. So all of you that are, always on his platform, you please start talking to him and let him change your way of advocacy. That is not advocacy. You can't. The moment that man open his mouth to insult anybody on that platform, you who are sitting right before him and you're watching him live, he opening him up, he insulting. He is also insulting you. Don't you know? I'm begging you, man. The other one, he doesn't know how to talk, so I'm not even going to mention his name. Let's say in Canada, he doesn't even know how to talk, so I'm not even going to mention his name. But I will mention Profile Key. So Profile Key, please, calm down. Choose the words wisely. There are a lot of issues. You can even take on, you can take on rape issue. You talk about rape. You talk about the judiciary. You talk about, civil society, organization. What are they doing? What are mothers doing? Why are they not, getting in the street? Why are they not protesting against rape also? We got $16 billion we stay asking for. We got $25 million that stay, unaccounted for. This cause policy issues. Not personal. You can go personal to the person that kind of way. You would take all of their clothes off and then begin to describe them. That's not fair. That's not fair. I want to thank you once again very, very much, and we hope we catch up next week. Let's continue to be here until Monday, when I shall be back. Have a pleasant, a good weekend. God bless you. God bless the continent of Africa. Above all else, may God bless Mama Liberia. Bye from now. From my end. Don't forget, first come, first serve. Inbox me the number of your number in Liberia, or if you're out of Liberia, inbox me a relative number. Just one number or so. 2 people will be credited $5 each. Thank you for being part of this platform as well. Bye for now.